Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another great edition of the Hockey Nation live show with your host, Cold Frenchy. And we have to go all the way on the West Coast to find somewhere behind the wall Michael Devillano. Welcome back, Michael.
Feel like I just saw you, Pierre.
Look like we are back to back. Also, we talk always about we have two shows right now because the World Junior Championship, but also we try to come daily every day talking about the WJC. But we want also not forget the NHL because, be honest with you, we have a lot of movement,
Suddenly a lot of movement.
activities everywhere. It's crazy. You have to be like on alert all the time because NHL is moving a lot right now. And we're going to give you a little bit, not only today, but also the last couple of days, what happening during the weekend, and see what, the last breaking news and all the different activity happened around the NHL. So happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back. And then let's move on with a couple of news and go from there. Michael's going to give us your what do you think about the first today happening a couple of minutes ago, honestly, like maybe 30 minutes ago, the Montreal Canadiens signed the veteran at 35 years old, played with the Dallas Star last year. Prior, it was with the Anaheim Ducks. Corey Perry signed a one-year contract, $700,000, $750,000 with Montreal. What do you think?
Well, he is a competitor. He's a terrible person. Never liked that guy. He's just a rat. But he's competitive. He wants to win. And we saw in the playoffs, he's a pain in the ass. He played a pretty important role, I thought, for Dallas. I don't know where they're going to play him because they seem to have a lot of bodies on forward, and there's only a 56-game season. So I'm not sure what's going on here. But maybe it helps them. I don't know. I think he's not it's a cheap pickup. I don't see a problem with it. He can obviously contribute, and he wants to win a cup. So I think a lot of teams are looking at this shortened season, and they're thinking, I'm going to stack up right now, and I'm going to try and win it. I mean, Carey Price's career has been wasted in Montreal. So maybe they can, pull a miracle out and stack up, but I don't know.
Here we go. As a fans, Montreal, oh my God, this is amazing. This is great, right? That's the fans, right? That's the first thing as a fan.
It's an aggressive move, and they're stacked at every position.
But when you analyze a little bit more, first of all, Perry last year had 21.57 game with the Dallas score 5 goals, but he has like 9 points during 27 game and on the playoff. Now, Montreal, for the last, I don't know how many years, but they're always talking, they are not big. They don't have aggressive. They don't have nobody he can back and, the rats, like you said, Grander, everything like that. Now they add bodies. They have big guy, forward, winger. Now they have Perry there. They have Josh Anderson over there. The Edmondson got a 6'4" over there. They are huge and bigger, and I think Toffoli is another 6 foot at least.
Yeah, Tyler's 6 foot. He's not like a physically aggressive guy, but
compare like all the Gallagher, or you can go with Paul Bureau, or look, Litton and everything like that. So I think Montreal right now, it's transformed their image a little bit. They bring veterans around that. I think at the end of the day, this is a good move for Montreal.
Does not hurt. I don't know how you're going to get the benefit out of it. That's what I'm trying to. But they've got a really good coach, and he'll figure it out.
At the end of the day, I think you're right. I think the time will tell us, and honestly, what Perry bring this, right? So that's the only thing you can tell. But I think to add a veteran like him, been there, win the Stanley Cup before,
wants to win.
I mean, like you said, he can bring that kind of nosy player in front of the net, and he can stay there, and then he can play on the nerve of other players. At some point, I think this year with the back-to-back game and also gameplay, always the same team. It'll be interesting to see Corey Perry versus Wayne Simons example. Like, I can go all the way like that, but at the end of the day, roster
That's a good point.
Another thing, Michael. Now I don't know the rules yet. I don't know exactly. I have to check more, but they increase the number of players behind 23 now. So I don't know if it's 25, 26. Um, but I think at the end of the day, it's a good move from Montreal. They add one over there. You're going to
Yeah.
see more move the next couple of days again.
Yep. I agree.
Uh, about that one over there. Let's move on. Before that, I want to talk about before we talk about the trade. Let's finish with the signature. Yesterday, Ottawa was very active during the weekend.
Holy
Pierre
crow.
Dorion did not sleep a lot, to be honest with you, but he signed the young kids with the Germany team right now for a 3 years contract and 3 level deal. The third overall pick in NHL draft 2020, Tim Shuffle signed yesterday with Ottawa. Um,
It's an interesting contract too, because if you look at with bonuses, it averages out to about $3 million a year. And I didn't think you could do that, but I guess you can, because he basically he gets like 2.8 or 2.9 million a year if he gets all his bonuses.
Yeah, so they cannot have a better. They cannot get like a more like 925 per year salary base,
Right.
and then after that you can have a next X level of the bonus after that.
First of all, I love this kid. I mean, I think he's probably the second best player in the draft, and in a few years we might be saying, well, is the other guy even better than him?
Yeah,
like, is Lafreniere really better than Stützle? You might have that conversation. He plays centers. Lafreniere's a wing, so you might go, wow, this guy does everything. I mean, Stützle is the real deal. I think the LA is going to see some risk in their pick now, because we're seeing what's happening with Byfield again. He's just not ready. So I think Ottawa's looking at Stützle like we are, which is, hey, this guy's going to be in my lineup right away, and he's going to have an impact. He's going to play with Brady Tkachuk, and we're going to have Dadonov on the other wing, and this is going to be a dynamite first line. And then they're making other aggressive moves, because they're like, listen, we don't need any more young players. We've got Bernard Docker on the way. We've got Brandstrom on the way. We already have Shabbat's made it. Like, they've got a lot of bodies that can really, they got talent from youth, but now they're like, let's fill in those spots and let's go for it.
I'm pretty sure he's going to make the lineup.
And then they got Matt Murray, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're saying, look, our building blocks are there. We've got the goalie, we've got the centerman, we've got the defenseman. Let's build around them.
Yep. Talking about senior, so we talked earlier, like maybe 2 days ago, about Soderbergh and Slater Kokok to sign with Chicago and Edmonton. But one we didn't mention, it was Michael Del Zotto, signed with the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh, he did?
Yep. So no disclosure contract, but the 30 years old came from, I believe he was with Anaheim Ducks last year.
Yeah. Right? I didn't even realize he signed. Like, I don't even see that signature.
Yep. So he won over there. So it would be interesting. I want to mention before we talk about the trade happening this weekend, couple of PTO.
What the hell is going on?
Professional tryout. The big name happening first is about last night was like, don't know what's going on here, but Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman, the UFA, the number one UFA on the table for the last few weeks, where everybody was thinking, okay, how is he going to get that 4 million, a 5 million, a 6 million, a 1 year contract, a 2 years contract, maybe a 3 years contract? Then, boom, got a video by the St. Louis Blues. It's funny, Mike. I wish I could tell you, because I had this on my mind yesterday. Now I feel like, coach, come on. But at some point I was going to tell you, I feel like the St. Louis Blues going to bring Hoffman. And I did not say, because when I looked on the back, I said, okay, salary cap with St. Louis. But now I said, wait a minute, they lost Steen and Tarasenko. And that's what opened up more their salary cap about that one over there.
But, so what do you think's happening here? Do you believe that they're waiting to put Tarasenko on long-term injured reserve?
Yeah.
And they can sign him now. Why can't they just sign him now?
Because I think you have some formality to sign up. Everything like that, they wait. And I think that would be, I heard they have a, between look like he's already offered the contract for him, everything like that. You just wait to finalize all the paperwork, everything like that. So
That's just strange.
yeah. So now you have other thing we don't know, maybe a disclosure about, yeah, but come at the tryout if you have maybe testing or something wrong, maybe you have something what we don't know. You know what I mean? Behind we don't know exactly, but it's strange to get a
It
guy like
doesn't make
him
sense.
as a PDO. That's but again, I don't think so. It's a PDO. It's just waiting to something happening there, but that you know what I mean. Like I can understand a PDO, like old player like the Florida Panthers signed two PDO yesterday. Scott Darlin at the goaltender, and also the defenseman
Really?
Kevin Connaughton.
Scott Darling?
Yep.
Is he in shape?
So here's the point behind him, right? So we start with Sergei Popovsky, right?
Right.
Then you have uh, Drager or Dredger,
Yeah, he played well last year.
right? Then you have Montembo,
Yeah, who I like him too,
right? Then you have Spencer Knight. Then you have Devon Levy.
but oh yeah.
And then we open the door. Welcome, Scott Darlin.
Well, I mean, Pierre, you do have 4 goalie coaches to be fair, so you need to at least have 2 goalies per coach.
That's a good one there.
Jesus.
That's a good one. But I don't get it, that one. Honestly, I don't know what they did that.
They're gonna save their team by goaltending. What are you talking
I try to follow right now. I try to understand Bill Zito. Try to know why all this moving. Not bring Dadanov. Not bring Hoffman. Not bring
and 12
Ola.
goalies.
Not bring Walmart. Trade.
Cheap too.
So I don't know honestly what's going on there. So what I don't
You
want.
heard it here. I'm gonna tell you here first, okay? The winner of the Maurice Richard Trophy will be Wenberg.
Who? Welberg.
What did he get? 3 goals last year?
Yeah, something like that. And then, talking about the PDO, Greg Anderson, goaltender for 10 years with Ottawa Senator, have a record of 11 wins, 17 losses, and 2 TO last year with a 3.25 game average and a 902 save percentage last year with Ottawa Senators. Signed a PDO with the Washington Capitals. Honestly, it's another. The only way maybe they will not sign him yet is because the goaltender. Oh my God, start with a P.
Where?
With Washington.
Phoenix Copley.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. He's not like a rookie. Like he's not a rookie. Like he have a experience in NHL, play well in AHL. So maybe they will set. But again, Anderson just in case. I think that's the word. And they have to carry on 3 goalie this year. For the 56 goalie game. So I
mean, Craig Anderson played on a weak defensive team last year. Washington's way better. And he showed he can still play. I mean, he's not terrible. His numbers were not great as far as save or goals against average, but he faced a lot of rubber. So I think he's a good fill-in for Lundqvist. He's not gonna, he's a little bit older. He's like 39 or 40.
30, 38, 39, yeah. I'll be honest with you, I don't know, like, personally, like, call him like a friend or something like that. I cross him a lot of time. He live here in Florida. He's always at the Panthers practice during the off season. Like, you can see him in July and August, usually, with all those, like, Parker, Roberto, and everybody. And he's always say hi to everybody. He's always been a good, nice guy. You know what I mean? So I don't say that. Know him very well, but the guy would say hi to everybody around the ring, everything like that. So I think Washington did, between Jimmy Howard, Anderson, now Miller is signed up. I think they did the right move with him professionally.
I think it's a smart move because Lundqvist, we see the report that he's having open heart surgery, which is kind of crazy.
Yep. So that's the next news after that one before we move about the trade. The Washington Capitals, Henry Lundqvist have an amazing. This just surprised me because I just said before we start the show, Michael. Uh, for me, I could be wrong, but I never heard anything about physicality problem about his heart, or he don't have that kind of illness or something like that. I didn't know.
It's so crazy that he would, with all the monitoring and everything, like he's having an aortic valve replacement, aortic root, and ascending aortic replacement with open heart surgery. Like this sounds like a major surgery.
He was like what? He played like over 15 years in NHL?
Yeah.
And you never heard nothing about the guy is not ready for this year, have a problem.
No.
Nothing. We don't hear. So that's why I said I shake my head right now.
God.
It blew my mind to hear like that. We wish you the best for him. He's a young man and family, kids, everything like that. So it's just a big news. It's sad to see that. Hopefully, it's going to be recovery, and we wish him a speed recovery. But I don't know what.
I don't think he'll play again.
I don't see him back in the line and back in the NHL at some point. You know what I mean?
I think that's the end of that.
Yep, I agree with you about that. Let's finish with the two rate happening this weekend. Honestly, the last three trade in NHL, they all came from the Ottawa Senators. Like last week, we know what they did, a minor trade with the Nashville Predator, but two major trade for the weekend, back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. Pierre Dorion have a busy Christmas time this year. First, he start with Arizona Coyotes happening Saturday night at 11 o'clock Eastern time. I was watching, is it Canada at that moment, I think? Yeah. And, we heard a notification where the Ottawa Senator got from the Arizona Coyotes, the veteran 30 years old, Derek Stephen, from the Coyotes, and returned. They sent back the 2021 second round pick, but it's not their pick, Michael. It's the Columbus one.
Oh, so yeah, we were like shaking our head, like, why the hell would you move a second round pick to get this guy?
Yeah, so
it just seemed ridiculous that he has a 6.5 cap hit. I think that most of the cash gets paid out as a bonus by Arizona, so it's not very expensive. His offensive numbers are in pretty steep decline. He is a good 200-foot player, and he's a good NHL veteran. He's a good person by all accounts. So we were kind of like, why would you give up a guy that you can't even expose to Seattle? It just seems really strange. But then they turn around. Turns out, to your point, it's not their pick. It's Columbus's second pick. And then they get a second pick back in the other deal where they basically get like if you add it up, they're getting Paquette, Coburn, Steppen for nothing.
Yeah. And, they got, the pick they have. They already have three picks. They already, the San Jose, Columbus, and their own pick, second round pick, Ottawa. That's one reason they did that. Talking about Stephen, he has scored 28 points, 70 games. Is a career low of 0.4. Remember, he was straight from the Rangers, the Coyotes, with the goaltender Andy Ranta, an exchange of a 20 and a first round pick.
Yeah.
I don't get it. You talk about Shika, manager, that one. I think Rangers win that one.
For sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, if you look at Ottawa now, like Paquette's going to be like kind of third, fourth line, right? Coburn's going to be 5-6. Steppen's probably third line. Maybe second at best, but so I'm trying to figure out but they're taking on salary more than anything. I think Paquette, they all got roles, right? I think
after the weekend, I'm sure he's going to get a lot of bottle of wine from the general manager for Arizona and Tampa Bay, where he make a new friends over there because he saved 6.5 million, whatever it is, from Coyotes some point, and the purpose of that trade, maybe we know more next year. Right now, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
With you, I don't see what Stephen is going to bring to the team. I don't see it. I'm sorry, I cannot see it. If someone can explain to me maybe later, that's fine with me. And give a second round pick, whatever is Columbus. Columbus not going to finish the top 15 on that. I don't see them finish the top 15. So they gave another guy from 45 around overall pick from seven. I don't know. Someone can explain that one. 30 years old. He's not going to resign. He's not going to score like 20, 25 goal anymore. I don't see this from him.
No,
But again, he's a
he
veteran.
had one 20-goal season in his entire career.
Yeah, he's a veteran. Maybe that I don't know. Maybe Torion can explain more.
He's going to be third line of that team. If they play him above third line, there's a problem. Like, if you look at Daily Faceoff, they're showing Josh Norris. He's not going to be their number one centerman. Stützle's going to be their number one centerman. So then you're saying White.
White there, no?
Like, what? And then they got Galchenyuk, who's another junk player. Like, what am I looking
Exactly. So talking about Ottawa Senator, let's move on with the next one happening there. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh my God, this one I'm so upset about Pietro Orion. But anyway, they got from the Tampa Bay Lightning. They sent to Ottawa Senator Cedric Paquette, 27 years old, and the veteran, 35 years old, Brendan Colburn, and also the second pick, overall pick at 2022, Tampa to Ottawa, and then in return they sent them two player. One is on vacation since 2017, Marian Kaboric. And also the goaltender, he has not played last year where he played, but he's injury long term. Anders Nilsson, both of them right away they are put them. Both of them was already set on the long term injury reserve by the Tampa Bay Lightning. By that move, sent Paquette and Coburn, they put them right now with Kucherov under the salary cap. So well done, Mr. Julien Brisebois.
Yeah.
Great lesson you just did for the rest of the league. And that's the reason why you may be the top 5 best general manager in that league, because you figure out, you told everybody 2 weeks ago in press conference in Montreal on the whatever it was on TV, he says he's going to figure out the situation. He did it.
Yep.
And losing only Coburn, where he's a sporadically player, play only 3 games the past season, and now Paquette is maybe the third line sometime, but more 4 line. 27 years old. At the end of the day, well done. You did not move any important player on your team because of that situation over there. I don't know, maybe Michael, but I think that's an amazing performance of Julien Brisebois here.
Yeah, I mean, they have. We were talking about this last night. They have Matthew Joseph. They've got Volkov. I would rather see those guys. I don't know what's going on with this website. Maybe you guys need to do a better job on your website. What the hell's going on?
I don't know where you're at right now, but
on for Daily Faceoff trying to look at the lineup.
I just want to remember you. I just want to remind you something. I did not know until now. I just read it. Paquette is going to be a UFA at the end of the year.
Oh, is he? What? I don't know what's going on. What about Coburn? Isn't he a UFA?
Who care?
Well, it doesn't make sense. So they basically move out. They get a set. So what happens is they get Derek Stepan for free, and he's 1 year. So like it's just shuffling pieces. Like I think Paquette will help them this year. I think Stepan will help Ottawa this year. Coburn will help a little bit. He'll be a 5, 6, 7. None of these are major impactful moves. I don't think it saves them any money. It doesn't cost them any money. And they swapped the Columbus pick for the Tampa pick. So they're rentals. So now maybe at the end of the year you go, does he move Stepan and get like a 4th or pick? Does he pick more assets up? Does he move him somewhere that someone's going to make a playoff run? Does he move a Coburn? Does he move Paquette? I don't know. You would have to think maybe he'll get more assets. But who knows? It's perplexing for Ottawa. For Tampa, it makes room for Joseph and it makes room for Volkov, and I think that's a good thing. I think that they'll be better off with those guys. They're very capable of playing. So I don't know. I think Tampa is in a position. They've kept Johnson. They've kept Palat. They've kept, of course, Point. Yes, it sucks that Kucherov's out, but maybe he comes back for the playoffs. And then it doesn't affect their cap situation. And if Stamkos is healthy, they might make another run of the cup.
So they have 16 million, $17 million right now on the long-term injury list for Tampa. They have a $9.5 million, 4.8, and 2.6. Um, Kaepernick and Nelson are UFA next year, so they'll be gone. So I think that's great move over there. And it's funny when you look about Ottawa Senator, they still pay Deion Phaneuf $1.4 million.
What the?
Yeah.
So
When
if
I
you look at Tampa's lineup, you got Palat, Point, and Stamkos, Cirelli, Killorn, and Johnson. You still got Blake Coleman, who's a 20-goal scorer. You got Yanni Gord, who scored like 20 plus in the past. You got Goudreau, who played real well. Maroon, Stevens, Volkov. You're not even factoring in Joseph, and he's able to unload guys that he wasn't even going to play. And then on defense, they still got Ruda, Hedman, Sergachev, McDonough, Cernak, and then Shen's serviceable. He's probably the same or better than Coburn.
Listen, they have 8 forward right now signed for at least 2 years in front of them right now. 8 power forward. I'm not talking about average. I'm talking about
Above
power
average.
forward 8. So they almost 3 line there. They may be Lowe's Coleman or one of the two Goldrow, right? But it's still, and then their defensemen, they still have Edmund, McDonough, Sergachev, Cernak, and then Ruta for the next 2 years.
They're in such good shape here.
Right? And then you want to go a little bit farther, right? Defensemen, they still have Kyle Foote in the back.
Right. They
We
still
don't
got
talk about.
it. And he might be ready.
You know, I think when we don't talk a lot is about Simikin for the Russian kid over there. And then Alex Green over there. Also, we don't talk too much about him. He can go forward. Concavas, Gage Concavas is another one we have to look about this. And then they have Jack Finlay. Jack Finlay is another one over there.
Yeah, I mean, Gage almost made Team Canada. Gage led us in goal scoring last year for Everett. I'm telling you, the kid's like, he's going to play somewhere eventually.
And then to finalize this, Michael, they have Vasilevsky for the next 5-6 years at 9.5. And whatever is the backup, who cares?
Who cares?
At the end of the day, this team is going to be there and the top best 5 team in the NHL for years to come.
Yeah,
And
they look
we
really
talk
good.
about Nick Breeze, bro, but again, between you and me, you know that we never mention enough and give credit for one guy, Steve Eiserman.
Yeah, and hopefully he's repeating that in Detroit. Like you can see in Detroit, he's got tons of young assets. Like we said, the World Juniors.
3 more years, Michael. 3 more years. Eiserman's going to return change Detroit Red Wings. But again, it's not a project of 1 year,
No.
2 years. It's a 3 years minimum. And look what he did this year. Look his move. If you look deep, what he did, he never gave more 2 years contract. He picked up a couple old players. Then after that, what he did, he trade for better draft pick, and then he pick up his own style of players on his. And they have a lot of good young men behind. We don't talk about this, and I think that's Eiserman. And then wait, the defenseman over there, the German defenseman.
Oh, Cider.
Tell you right now, we don't talk a lot about this kid. I love this kid. This kid is so good. He's going to be all the time. You talk about Dallin and those guys, the defensemen, everything like that, right? Remember that name because he's going to be maybe one of the top 10 defensemen.
He absolutely will. Like I watched all his games in the AHL. I went back and watched. They don't beat him. He's 6'4". He can skate, but his stick is so accurate. He's picking off passes. And if you go in the corner with him, he is mean. And he stands guys up at the blue line. And then he gets the puck and he can skate and he can go to the net and create off.
And also, Detroit is recognized as an organization take time. They are patient with their player. They never bring yet right away, at least an exception, the guy from 18, 19, 20. They get them at the Griffin Rapids. They develop them. They make them better. And then they bring. Look what they did with Zadina. take 1 year, 2 years because they go up or whatever. I can go the list like all the way over there. So listen, if Detroit have one thing, maybe not the right coaches, they have the right manager.
Yeah. You can see it building. Pierre, unfortunately, I have to jump on another call.
Before we leave, don't forget, 2 more games today, World Junior Championship. And Mike, thanks again. A great morning with 2 shows today. Have an amazing, great Monday, everybody.
Thanks,
See you
Pierre.
tomorrow. Have a good one.